It's Danny and I. Uh, yeah.
Well, I mean, it all looks. I know, like just nappy, snappy. It all looks the same,
Nappy
but it
nappy,
don't
but
feel the
it don't
same.
feel the same. I have to
So,
thank and give a shout out to my friend Kelly for hooking me up because I
Kelly,
needed my hair to have some life going on with it.
social media is fucking. It can be. I'm sorry. It can be very tiring, but at the same time, once I started to know my interests, things that really like satisfy me, and
You've
meet
catered
up with
it.
people like that, yeah, and search for things like that on social media. It's still the internet. It's still responsive to what you search for. So you can determine how you view
Right.
how social media
You
can
can
be.
tailor social media to your own
But I can say on
interests.
the whole scale, on the popular scale, it's out of control.
Yeah. And why do you think that?
I don't know. It's sick. It's
Yeah.
not like sick like it's bad. It's just sick like it's a dis-ease. Like it's so much of the negative of aspect of anything thrown onto it, and like thrust down your throat so much
Right,
that it just becomes like sick.
There's not really a benefit. It's become like a virus. The paparazzi.
And there are some freaking trolls out there.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I mean, freedom of speech. That's what I was trying to figure out how to do this. But you know what I'm talking about. You get these people out here that just say anything that they want to say, just because they can. And it's very hurtful
it's raw
on purpose.
Yeah. I started on YouTube about when it came out in 2006. And just to see where it's evolved and to know the trolls that exist shocked me. Because there are people saying things that just, it doesn't matter. It's like meme stuff. And they justify it under these avatars. And obviously, trolls are people acting as someone else. But I don't even see the joke in that. It's some serious stuff. People abuse, like you said, freedom of speech. And it even happens to celebrities. People who we look at in a high regard. We've kind of made it okay and acceptable to talk about them and to abuse them. Like people like say, oh, they don't matter. They got money. Like they don't have a right to their voice. I think people are just so freely open about people in negative ways, and there's no benefit in that. There's no positivity, and it's just getting out of control. YouTube.
I think it's just because again, that you can choose what parts of the internet you want to be involved in, so it doesn't have to be that way, but at the same time it's more sad kind of because like, okay, it's like Louis C.K. had this comedy bit he was on. What was he on? He was on one of these talk shows. And he was talking about how, like, we're so afraid to feel now. And how
true.
We use the distractions of social media and being able to project this other ideal of ourselves. And so it allows you to not feel. And so that's an awful thing to be. You already kind of can't experience who you are like on a norm, just living in in society, so you can't even like get that peace of mind like within your mind to just feel something scary, so you just pretend online, so I don't know.
Or is there just an overflow of honest people who feel that they have to be honest even if it sounds bad? That's the thing. Like, there are bad parts to conversation.
What do you mean by social media?
I mean, more so
because like my experience with social media is I control it. I use it as a tool, and I stay away from the stuff that's not healthy for my vision.
Well, when I say social media, I mean if one takes the time to read the comments. I'm not talking about social media as because you're right. We can tailor it to where it doesn't affect us. If you have the control to know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
I'm saying when there's commentary, like if there's a song, because I tend to read comments. I like hearing opinions, so I read comments. So that's the thing. That's okay. Ever. Okay.
Ever.
I'm just coming to that point where I'm realizing this isn't going to benefit me. Because the majority of the comments are negative. And that's been bothering me. Just because it seems like people are taking advantage of saying all of this negative stuff. It's okay to constructively criticize something, but the words that they're using, like these slurs, it's like it's harmful and it's painful to read the comments. So I'm realizing
for no reason.
Yeah, for no reason they're trolls. No reason.
They people.
They're people who are acting. I don't think trolls are always just acting that way. Some people just feel that way and they want to be that way and they can be that way. But there's no consideration for the individual who's hearing that, who's reading that. And just as a reader myself, I guess I'm a bit more affected.
But you're being too sensitive, Chester. You should be able to take constructive criticism. I mean, I'm trying to help you out. Why you gotta be so sensitive about it? Maybe if you can't handle constructive criticism, you shouldn't be on YouTube. That's just on top of the head. That's not even mean. Is that mean?
No.
Louis C.K., that's what I was telling you. He had this bit on a sitcom. Not a sitcom, I'm sorry, a talk show. And he was saying another thing that's missing is the actual seeing what happens when you say something mean to somebody. How that makes them feel, how that makes them react. They might dive on you. They may cry, They may run and tell. You don't get that because it's all behind the screen. You don't know what's going on. But, so especially like most of these young trolls and stuff are kids. I listen to, I like Grand Theft Auto, right?
Oh yeah. Ooh, that's right.
And so I put on the sometimes I play online when this is obviously before I got rid of TV. Yeah. And I would listen, and talk to them and stuff, and they were like, "You're a girl? Oh my god!" But that was the funny part. But anyway, most of these kids on here that are like just learning how to put together sentences are the nastiest, rudest, little.
They don't realize yet.
But they're just the same. We all did it. We all are at that age where you try out some words, but then you find out what happened. Because you couldn't do it online. These kids don't know what happens,
That's such a good point. Right? I remember this quick story. I grew up in a very Pentecostal church, okay? So Pentecostal, just all of that. And I remember when my brother and my sisters, I don't know what I came up with it. I was like, they're just words, so we can say whatever we want. And they was like, yeah, we can. So we were jumping on the bed, cussing in my grandmother's house. We just like, damn, shit. It's like saying that. And my grandmother came in and was like, and whipped us. Just, you don't ever say these words in this house, ever. And it just, so all I'm saying is, I realize, you can't just say.
You learn the weight of those words. You can say them, but they have an effect on people.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, what we're saying is that
y'all went all the way.
Yeah.
You said at grandma's house.
She had a switch.
Hey,
I remember her just looking
yourself.
Took one of those with the blind. She didn't hit us hard. It wasn't. It was one of those. It was more of a taunting, but we felt the fear.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I did. I didn't say it wasn't shown to me.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I think it is important for a creator, whether you are a singer or if you're an artist, if you're putting something out, to be aware that, to put it out because you want to put it out, because it's like passion leading you to put it out. So if someone says something against it, it wasn't for them. Constructively, it can be, and it obviously is. If someone constructively tells me, whatever, I'm going to take it for my benefit. But if it's just like a inconsiderate comment that had no context, I'm not going to, what am I going to do with that? I'm not even, that was...
It's still emotional, though.
Yeah,
you still feel personal, but it's still emotional.
Yeah.
But, which is always a tricky game.
To not be, because it's, especially if it's your first video too, and you get something just like,
heck yeah,
that hurts.
Yeah, it hurts. Social media is something that clearly, obviously, we're still trying to figure out how to navigate it. But I think people are seeking out the positive a lot more in their lives because they're overwhelmed with so much negative now.
Yeah.
You know, a lot more people are seeking out, the positive.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
Social media, I feel like, is starting to reflect that, even if it's aggressively by people saying, you know, trying to keep other people in check. Mm-hmm. You know, they're still trying to get to the positive. So I don't know what this animal's gonna turn into. Yeah. No one thought when MySpace started that it would be all this. Yeah. I have no idea.
I have no clue. It's interesting to think. That's what I'm saying. I don't even know what's gonna happen. So,
I used to be like obsessed with who my top 8 was. Now it's like,
it ain't even about MySpace now. It's like,
wish for them days.